In all of our lives, there are always firsts. First kiss, first paycheck, first dream job, and then there's your first time in New York alone. Touchdown in the Big Apple. I always say the first day in a new place feels a bit like a first date. Exciting, overwhelming, and full of potential. Will this city sweep me off my feet, or will I need a rain check? There's always good news and bad news when you're in the city that never sleeps for work. The bad news is you have to work. And the good news is, well, you have to work. In New York City. Check in at my hotel in Midtown and finally settle down.
Walking with you in Central Park.
Choosing a nail color in New York is like choosing a mood for the day. Am I the fiery red of ambition or the subtle neutral of understated chic? Today, I decided I'd be both. Bold enough to be me, but classy enough for my upcoming event tonight.
In Times Square, they echo the thrill of this thing in the air.
In a city as big as New York, meeting someone new is like ordering a dish you've never tried before. You don't know if it'll be sweet, savory, or leave you wishing you'd stuck with something familiar. But sometimes, the gamble pays off. And sometimes, it's the conversation that ends up being the real meal.
Grab a cup of coffee from the corner store. How could anybody ask for more? Stroll by the Met.
New York events are a lot like relationships. The dress code is always impress, and there's no such thing as being overdressed. Tonight, it wasn't just about looking good. It was about becoming the person I wanted to be. They say getting ready is half the fun, but in this city, it's more like a pre-game strategy session. The outfit, a statement. The confidence, purely optional, but highly recommended. And just like that, the city transforms. The day's hustle gives way to evening glamour, and everyone suddenly becomes a star in their own romantic comedy. Tonight, the city reminded me of one thing. You don't need a date to have a perfect evening. Sometimes all you need is a great outfit, a little polish, a little lipstick, and a lot of faith in yourself.
Hi, I just wanted to check if you guys had room service by any chance. Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it and then I'll call back. Thank you.
New York might not have given me a love story tonight, but it gave me something better. The next chapter.
Your arms and that's all I need. It's New York in spring. Three little birds sat on my window.
Spending the day with a friend in New York feels like stepping into a postcard that moves. We took the Staten Island ferry as Lady Liberty came into the view for the first time. Majestic and stoic, like she'd been waiting just for us, although we woke up at 5. There's nothing quite like a Staten Island ferry at sunrise. The city glowing behind us, the Statue of Liberty ahead, and a friend beside you cracking jokes about how touristy it all feels. We leaned against the railing, snapping photos on our 35mm camera, pretending we were shooting the cover of an indie album.
Stay the same. Ooh, don't you hesitate. Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song.
We're gonna get brunch, order breakfast at 7:30 in the morning.
Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead.
By the time we reached Brooklyn, our film roll was full, but the day was just getting started. In Brooklyn, we found a little cafe tucked away on a quiet street. While Mia had a meeting, I pulled out my Lexar Go PSSD to transfer my files. It's lightweight, quick, and fits right in with the city's hustle, transferring gigabytes in seconds so I could get back to the real important stuff, sipping coffee and pretending to be productive. Because in New York, even work feels like an aesthetic moment. With 2 terabytes of storage, it's so easy to get lost vlogging the whole day, so I definitely make sure to back up every chance I get.
Sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same.
As the day wound down, we wandered through the golden hour streets of Brooklyn and West Village in Manhattan. Our cafe buzz faded into a hum of the city, the vintage cameras tucked safely away with the memories we captured. We ended the day the way all good days in New York should, with tired feet, full hearts and tummies, and a quiet moment. Sometimes, the best days aren't the loudest or the busiest. They're the ones that remind you why you love being here in the first place. In New York, peace isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you carve out. And in a city of skyscrapers and subway delays, Central Park is the closest thing we have to a sanctuary. So I ironically got on the subway and made my way to my sanctuary. In a city that never stops moving, being alone can feel like a luxury. Some people think solitude is loneliness, but here, it's an act of self-care. Sitting here, it's not about making something perfect. It's about slowing down long enough to see the details, the way the sunlight dances on the water, or how the world seems to breathe just a little quieter when you let it. In these quiet moments to yourself, you realize that solitude isn't empty. It's full of everything you've been too busy to notice. And New York evenings are like jazz, unpredictable, electric, and sometimes a little wild. Tonight, my friend and I decided to turn the Brooklyn Bridge into our stage. I thought we were meeting up for dinner, but it turned out to be something much more unexpected. Life goes on, it gets so heavy, the wheel breaks the butterfly, every tear a waterfall in the night. Is it just me, or does the city look better when you're a little out of breath? It's either that, or we're too dizzy to tell. It's in these moments, the ones you spend just being yourself, that you realize what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, computers crash, people die, and relationships end. The one thing you really have is yourself. As I say goodbye, I realize that leaving New York feels more like leaving a piece of myself behind. This city never says goodbye, only see you soon. And like my friend said, New Yorkers never leave New York. They always come back.